I even kept your room just as it was.
You slept under the engine?
What a dump!
All the stories you would tell me. This is where you saw it from? The battles, the planets, the window of dreams.
What is this contraption?
Ooh, looks powerful.
It's a cloaking device.
Whoa.
Oh, she reads Klingon. A girl like that can be useful.
Cloaking? It can make a ship invisible.
Too bad it doesn't work without chimerium. It's impossible to get your hands on.
Chimerium? We have loads of that. If we're invisible, we could hide from you-know-who.
Chimerium? Who said we have chimerium?
Rock did? Just now? Gee, this guy.
Welcome to Deep Space Pride, a gay Star Trek podcast. I am one of your hosts, Johnson Lee, and with me is my co-host, Mike Thurlow.
Hi, Johnson Lee. Welcome to Shay Mike Thurlow.
Oh, well, do you want to tell our listeners what's different today? We're together in person.
We are together in person. I think they can recognize that. We'll probably leave the beginning part in as Johnson is opening up a bottle of Chicard.
He can't speak! Oh my god!
Chicard Pateau.
What? Chateau Picard.
Thank you. Yes.
There you go.
Oh, nice pop.
Yes. So, what happened was one of my friends, for my 40th birthday, I'm now officially old and in the same decade as Mike.
Nice.
Sent me a bottle of Chateau Picard and a bottle of Canard, which was very nice.
Wow.
Very unexpected. And this is a friend, shout out to this friend, her name is Sherry, is not a Star Trek fan, but she legit just went searching on the internet for gifts that she thought would be appropriate for me. And she came across this, and I was completely blown away, totally unexpected. And I looked it up. It is a total ripoff. It's like 2 bottles of wine for like $130.
That is quite expensive.
It's like, so this bottle of Chateau Picard is $65. So we're gonna do a little bit of taste test today.
When are we gonna drink the Canard? I'm fascinated.
Next time.
I'm fascinated by Canard too.
Well, the thing is, the Canard is also a red, so it's not like gooey.
Oh, it's not.
It's not gooey. It's not like molasses, which is how it's supposed to be.
Right.
I think it's also kind of a blend. This Chateau Picard is it's a Cabernet Sauvignon and a Merlot blend.
Okay.
So let's see. You're a Cab Sauv fan, right?
I mean, Dennis is more the Cab Sauv fan, so
Okay, we're like aerating it. We're aerating it. This is what's happening. You're smelling it. How's it smell?
So
What happened?
So one thing we learned in our travels to Napa over the summer, last summer.
Okay, I'm swirling.
Which is the last time that we actually recorded, was sometime before or after Hawaii and Napa. But
okay, swirling.
So yes, you swirl to aerate it, but then you sniff from the top of the glass, not the bottom of the glass.
What is the top?
The top is up here. And you'll get the bouquet. If you smell down below, you'll get the alcohol smell.
Okay.
So
sure.
So that's how you're supposed to smell from the top of the glass.
Okay.
When you're smelling. So let's taste and see what we think about this.
Wait, what do you smell? I smell wine.
I'm not that sophisticated a wine drinker. I smell wine. Well, let's take a sip and then you can read the bottle description.
Okay.
Because this is not a.
All right, well, cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh my god, it's very tart and bitter. Oh god, I hate it. Okay. Chateau Picard, there's a quote from from Captain Jean-Luc Picard, I don't think this is an actual quote from him because he's a fictional character. I think it's a quote from a series or a movie. They say a Vinter's history is in every glass. The soil he comes from, his past, hopes for the future. So, to the future, ... Captain Jean-Luc Picard.
Okay, well, to the future.
To the future! Yes! Ugh, I did not want to drink the rest of this. Captain Jean-Luc Picard's family roots are in France's premier wine country, where the Picard family cultivated the land and crafted premium French wines since the late 20th century. Chateau Picard was well known throughout the galaxy. Was it? So the trivia here is that there is an actual Chateau Picard, and the labelers basically went to them and was like, hey, we want to do this partnership with Paramount / CBS. Would you be up for it? So they basically created like a limited edition that was branded Chateau Picard.
So they probably got shafted, is probably the true story here.
You mean, are you talking about the vineyard?
Yes, they got shafted by Paramount / CBS.
And they were paid. I'm sure they were paid handsomely for this.
Wow.
I mean, the label's nice. I don't know. I don't like this wine. Do you like it?
I mean, it's very
acidic.
It's a mix. It's you're right. It is very acidic, and I'm not a huge red drinker. I like this.
I like reds, but this is just
This is very acidic. But
very acidic. It's gonna give me acid reflux in 5 minutes.
What year is this?
2386. That's what it says here.
Does it really say 2386?
I mean, it says 2386.
Oh my word, it does.
But on the back it says 2017.
Oh, 2017. Okay, so yeah. This is more light body than I would expect. But it is a blend.
Yeah, I would want a fuller. I mean, like a mix between a cab and a Merlot. You would think is more full, but it feels very.
It's very light, but you're right. Yeah. It is a little acidic, a little alcohol-y. But maybe it'll get better as we let it air out.
I don't know about that, but we can hope for the best.
We can. And so it's good to be here in person.
Yeah.
We haven't done this
in
a long time.
Very exciting.
As evidenced by trying to figure out the setup once again.
That took like too much time. That took like 20 minutes.
All right. It took to the future.
I was like, are you troubleshooting or are you just sitting there? Just kidding.
Wow.
Well, here we are. Here we are drinking Chateau Picard. I hope the Canard is better. And we are also here to talk about Star Trek.
Yes.
And there's a lot of Star Trek news.
There is.
There's a lot going on this week.
Yeah, I saw it on Instagram before I saw it in our Slack channel. So, yeah, it was. I was sort of ahead, but I saw it and I didn't have enough time to like share it with everyone or think about sharing it. I was like, I was mindlessly scrolling as a distraction, I'm sure, and saw it, and then probably work intervened before I could even share it with you. I don't think I shared the Instagram post I saw with you.
No, it ended up being in our Trek Geeks podcast Slack group.
Right.
That Bill shared it with us.
Yep.
And I was like, ooh, news.
Yes.
So basically we found out the premiere dates we knew that Discovery's coming back. Big surprise. But we specifically found out the premiere dates of Picard Season 2 and Strange New Worlds, the series premiere. And we also found out that, we knew that Picard's coming back for Season 3. We found out that Strange New Worlds has already been renewed for Season 2. Picard Season 3 we knew about. What else? Lower Decks season 4.
Yes.
That was news.
And also Discovery Season 5.
And Discovery Season 5, you're correct.
Right.
Yes.
And we'll get after the next 2 episodes of Prodigy, we'll get 10 more episodes later in 2022.
That's right.
Which, as I posited at dinner tonight, is probably going to fill that gap after Lower Decks and before, hopefully, Discovery Season 5, if they're keeping the same rotation. But I have not heard of anybody going back yet to start production of Season 5 yet.
Yeah. So, we'll have to see. I do feel, as I said to you over dinner, I think that Prodigy is kind of getting shafted a little bit with their schedule. They're kind of just operating as a filler. But it is what it is. It's fine.
I mean, so far we've seen, well, based upon, we've just seen 8 episodes, right? But the first 5 fit a nice little, like, mini movie kind of. For those of you obviously can't see because there's no video recording this week, but Johnson is choking on his Chateau Picard right now.
I do not recommend this wine. It's
blends can either be good or bad, and I think it really depends. And maybe this just needs to age a little bit more.
I don't know if that's gonna help, but again, hope. This
also, if this was made in 2386 and transported back in time, it's still a young blend.
Maybe.
But I think the way I'm looking at this as Prodigy is it's like sort of maybe 3 or 4 mini movies. The first 5 episodes definitely kind of completed an arc. And I think that we're going to see, based upon the end of this week's episode, we're going to see another kind of arc come to a point. But I think, based upon the trajectory of what we saw in this week's episode, we're probably going to have a cliffhanger at the end of episode 10.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I just don't know, again, their primary demographic being kids, like how... I would kind of lose patience and, I don't know, kind of getting strung along a little bit, but whatever.
Right. Well, I think also to the length of time. So, if you can actually watch this live, or not live, you can watch it recorded on YouTube, on the Trek Geeks Podcast Network YouTube channel. The telethon from this past weekend, which I watched.
Oh yeah, you were definitely into that. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, I thought the panels were great. It was long, and I did watch other things, and listen to some more than others. But during the animated part of the telethon, the Hageman brothers did say that they wrote these episodes over 2 years ago.
Right.
So the lead time on Prodigy is much greater than
Lower Decks.
Which Lower Decks, Mike McMahon did share that Lower Decks season 3 is in post-production already. So that's incredible. And they also, I can't remember if he said that they got picked. He stopped short, I think, of saying that I felt like he was going to go on and say, and we're starting to write season 4, but he didn't say that. I felt like he was going to say that, but he didn't. And
I do think that Lower Decks has a much shorter production turnaround time. I mean, think about like even The Simpsons. They like turn out episodes like crazy.
Yeah.
It's just a production house, like it's assembly line versus 3D animation, which is much more complex.
I had no idea about this, so it's interesting. That was an interesting education in the length of time. And I mean, Prodigy is beautiful. I mean,
oh right, no,
everything
so
about
detail.
that. There's incredible amounts of detail. So I think that this is as much a visual show as it is a character show and a Star Trek show.
Sure.
So that's I don't know that they get the shaft. I think it's just the way that the production is going for whatever reason. Maybe it's and maybe in COVID it's even taking longer than the normal turnaround time for a 3D animated show. I don't know why it would, but
I don't know. I think that they're just kind of being treated as filler personally, but
maybe.
No, I mean, I'm sure an element is post-production, but at the same time, it's like if post-production was really an issue, why not wait until more episodes were in the can? It's just like I get it. I think they're doing the best they can given, the little story arcs that they have, but if the intention here is to draw in a younger audience, I'm not sure giving them 5 episode spurts that are split up between like in months with months in between is really the best way for them to be growing this audience, to be honest.
No, that's a good point. I think I'm wondering though if that was not the plan originally, and then COVID kind of changed this whole
Potentially, yeah.
I think post production on everything is taking longer than it normally would. The turnaround times on this,
sure.
But Anyway, the other news, so Discovery Season 5. So that's, pretty exciting.
I wonder if Michael Burnham's going to save the universe again. Just wondering.
Well, we don't know.
Curious minds want to know, but
we don't even know if the universe is going to survive season 4. So
totally.
We don't know. I still think
one of those is going to be time travel. It's 50-50.
It's probably more 75-25.
I know,
actually.
basically.
Or 90-10 at this point, considering. But so we've got season 5 of Discovery. We've got, before they even, so other than a launch date for Picard, we already know that they're in production for season 3, which they had to take a week off because of
50 staffers got COVID.
50?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
wow.
a lot.
That is a lot. Where did you hear 50?
It was in the news, including some major cast members.
Not Patrick Stewart, though.
I don't think so.
No.
That would be bad.
Wow.
But it was 50. I mean, they have like 450 people on staff.
Oh, okay.
It's a huge reduction.
Okay.
But yeah, it was not great.
Well,
it was suboptimal, as some would say.
Yes, as someone would say. I can't imagine who would say that. That's unfortunate, and hopefully everyone on the crew was vaccinated and they are only having mild and manageable symptoms.
Hopefully.
So
you can take the rest of this bottle. I really want
well, I'm sure Dennis will
really
try it. Yeah, I mean he I don't know if he'll like it, but he will drink it. He is coming back from his trip with 9 bottles of wine.
Oh my god!
In his suitcase, which is going to be interesting.
Okay. Oh my god.
So we'll see what happens there. He may come back with 0 bottles of wine and also a need to buy all of his clothes.
Well, you know what? You guys spend your money on dogs and wine. I spend money on fish and coral. So we all have our vices.
We all have our vices, exactly. Yes.
So
yes.
There we are.
Speaking of dogs, hopefully Hamish will. I think Hamish is asleep now. He's taking a nap.
Yeah, he was whining. He was being a really whiny bitch earlier, but now he's okay.
He's passed out. He's fine.
Yeah.
I told him he'd be fine, and he is fine. That's how it goes. So let's see, what else do we have? So no, we already knew Picard season 3 is happening. It's actually technically the last season of Picard. Mm-hmm. So we're told, at least at the moment. And then Strange New Worlds, May 3rd?
5th? 3rd?
Something.
First week of May.
Yeah. So that's exciting. And they've already been renewed for season 2, which means that whatever...
Which is a little surprising. I was like, okay, that's fine. I mean, they know they want more Star Trek, so might as well.
They do. And I mean, someone, or many someones, must have seen a good portion of season 1 to say, this is worth renewing before we even
I don't know. I just think they're like throwing money at Alex Kurtzman. It's like, sure, we'll take what you have.
I mean, that's fine. Let them throw money at him. I mean... They're making lots of money on their shitty app called Paramount Plus, so but we won't go there this week, will we?
No. We can restrain ourselves.
Can we? After a glass of wine and 2 margaritas at dinner.
A little more?
I'll have some more, sure. It'll keep the conversation lubricated as we move on. So I think that's exciting. I think, obviously, I'm super excited for Anson Mount and crew, who we haven't even met other than in a teaser trailer.
Yeah. I mean, barely. It wasn't even. It was a character trailer.
Yeah, it was.
It wasn't even a teaser trailer.
That's true. Hopefully in Chicago, we'll get some really good stuff from
Oh my god, we
Strange
need
New.
to start thinking about that trip.
We do need to think about that. I'm actually worried because one of the things about, they have not canceled it. They have not changed their plans about it. But, a number of actors have said that they are still hunkering down, which is, during this Omicron surge that we're in. And a number of them have said that this is, they're kind of now the preferable way to do these things, that they can do these, like the telethon this weekend. They can all be online and do this telethon thing. Sure. The one thing I will say is, when you are on Zoom and doing something like that, quit all your other apps, please.
Why?
You know, I think people forget that.
Was Sean Billingsley like distracted or something?
No. It wasn't even that, and it's just the smallest detail. But being someone who's a mildly expert level Zoom user and director and producer that I have been, when you hear the mail icon chime when you get new mail in the middle of an interview, you're like, couldn't we just please remind everyone to quit all their other apps, shut off their electronic devices, and just be present for. So, you know, no criticism, but other than, you know, if you are doing something like an interview on Zoom.
No, for future reference in my next interview with a major publication or magazine.
Yes. Or for a job interview, you should totally be quitting everything else and only have Zoom open. It's just one, it will reduce the pull on your internet. So you won't have other things. It'll only be Zoom focused. And then 2, you won't have these annoying chimes in the middle of interview answers and things like that. So
it's not improving.
The air is not improving in the Chateau Picard.
God.
So just a bit of advice to everyone who uses Zoom, which is almost the entire world. But just something to think about. Quit those other apps. Anyway, but I'm super excited. I'm hoping that the stars who have signed up will still go.
I think they only have like 6-7 stars signed up. At least
I mean,
for the site.
The 2 people that I really want to see, that I'm convinced or have high doubts about them even coming, are Anthony Rapp and Will Wheaton, who I really would love to meet and
shake his hand.
Well, I don't think anyone's shaking hands, which is also kind of a misnomer. COVID is a respiratory disease, not a transmitted by handshakes and things like that. But anyway. So anyway,
we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens.
It is. It's 3 months away.
Yeah,
less than 3 months away. Ooh. Yeah.
Yes. That's why I'm like, we need to plan soon.
We do need to plan soon. You watch, we'll plan, and then I'll cancel it.
I mean, it's possible.
It certainly is possible.
So,
all right. So, did we cover all that news? I think we got all the news. Yes.
I think I'm sure there's like something else, but I think we covered all the major news items.
Okay. But head on over to trektalks.net.
What's that?
That's where the telethon was.
And I obviously did not participate.
You did not. You were upstate.
I was upstate New York.
Away.
Yes. Having a pleasant getaway.
But at last count, and this was yesterday, I think, they have raised over $73,000 for the Hollywood Food Coalition.
That's amazing.
So, and they've Trek Geeks has also launched a T-shirt on Trektivism, and all the proceeds.
What's that?
Well, go to. I don't even know where to send you for that. Trektivism. So it's when Star Trek fans help make a change in the world that kind of revolves around the tenets of what Star Trek is all about. I will find out exactly more information on that. Okay. As we move through the podcast, but we'll come back to that. But
got it.
But there is a T-shirt if you go to. I don't actually know where to go to. We'll get the link.
You're like a fount of information right now.
Right now, it's margaritas and wine in my system, and also I did at least get the live recording up and running.
That's true.
I did not have notes prepared as I had a busy day at work.
All right, whatever.
And oftentimes
I only hear excuses, but that's fine.
Oh, well, you are the king of excuses. Usually.
Oh my! Okay.
So
shots fired.
Shots have been fired.
Okay.
Chateau Picard is in danger.
Okay. All right. Well, now that we covered the news and we've also fired shots at each other, should we talk about this week's episode of Prodigy?
Let's do it.
Please, we have to give it back. Rule of acquisition #1. Once you have their money, never give it back. No! It doesn't belong to you! You weak, hopeless fool! You're too soft. Not even when working the mines hardened you up.
How would you know I was in the mines? You couldn't know. They kidnapped me.
Kidnapped? I sold you. Bought a partner with an actual eye for treasure. Pickpox doesn't have the mouth to muck it up.
All right, so this week's episode of Prodigy is called First Contact. They're really into these clever names, by the way. I don't know who it's for. It's not for the kids. I think it's more for the adults, if anything. But yeah, I thought that was slightly clever. Yeah, I mean, Mike, what did you think about this episode?
So I thought it was good overall. I thought, we got some talking about how this is an education for the younger audience. We learned what transporters do, and they started using it.
That I thought was weird because the Viner definitely has transport technology. We saw him transport onto the murder planet. So I thought that was odd that for Gwen it was such a novel thing.
That's interesting. I didn't think about Gwen in this, but I thought that
but they were all like, ooh, what's this? But it's
all the oohs
kids.
and ahs of transporter technology was really, really cool. And I'm glad that they did that all before the opening credits this time. So that was a nice touch. And then we learn a little bit about Dal's backstory. Not a lot. This Damon probably knows where Dal is from, and there's probably more to this story that we
also, I don't know if you thought about this, it's a female Ferengi captain, who is clothed.
Oh, that's a good call. Yes,
and
you're right.
I thought about this a lot, and I was trying to align it with when Rom became Grand Nagus, and I don't know if the timelines really match up, because Rom probably became Grand Nagus in, 2375, when DS9 ended, because Voyager got back to the Alpha Quadrant in 2378. So I was like, okay, if this is 2383, say Rom became Grand Nagus in 2375, and he enacted equal rights for women. I don't know if the timelines... It's a little tight for me. I don't know how much time Dallas spent on this Ferengi Marauder, or this demon, but I was kind of just like... I feel that was a major thing. Because we have, other than Mugi, we haven't seen... I think one other character, the one that was in that DSN episode where it was a female Ferengi that was pretending to be male, if you remember, and she and Quark had a thing. We haven't really seen many Ferengi women dressed and active in a leadership position in commerce. So not only was she a captain, she was obviously involved in trade of some sort. So that was I was like, I need more information because that's very unusual. So that really stood out to me as a Star Trek nerd. I was trying to reconcile it all. I was like, I don't know.
Fair enough. I think one, again, remember that the audience that we're talking about is not going to know that.
Sure. But I feel this show needs to kind of straddle both, right? It needs to straddle introing. Because I feel that we didn't get much of an intro to the Ferengi. Because if I didn't know anything about Ferengi, I'd be like, oh, this is an odd, a new species we haven't seen before that we aren't getting too much information about other than her relationship with Dal. And they really seem to be obsessed with money and things like that. We're kind of thrown into it. The audience is expected to kind of just pick it up. So if I was someone that was new to the Star Trek universe, obviously I can probably put two and two together and kind of get the basics of what they're trying to tell me. But it's also kind of it's not exactly territory that we've been introduced to, I would say. So
okay, yeah,
you're expected to kind of catch up, and it's fine. It's not like a deep cut or anything. But, I think that was just kind of interesting for them to throw this Ferengi into the story.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
And it raises more questions about Dal's background. Was he raised in, the Alpha. I don't know where the Ferengi originated from. Like the Alpha Beta Quadrant. Like or is he somewhere else? I don't know. There's more mystery.
Yeah, but I think we have at least a source of the mystery because I imagine that this is I'm again filling in the gaps, but he didn't say that this is where he grew up essentially. So, it's possible that she abducted him when he was really young before he had much of a memory of where he was from, and she or her computer or that box might actually, whatever that box is, which I think is also a throwback to some other thing, some other show, some other episode. But I think that there's some information to be had.
Yes.
Hopefully, maybe in her computer system in the ship. Maybe that's something that we'll see in the second arc of 10 episodes where they'll get more of that information. I don't think we're going to get that this time around, but it does give us a source to find out more about Dal if Dal wants to find out more about himself. Mm-hmm. So I think that is, and I feel like someone like Zero will think of that and tell Dal that. But I also really liked, and Zero also brings up all of Dal's doubts for the audience.
Right.
And Dal never really denies it, but he was a
little bit more mature, by the way, in this episode. Dal was. He was less annoying.
Yes. Yeah. He was not. He was not his annoying self.
As abrasive as
yes.
usual.
Yeah. No. So I think Zero's comments about how Dal was feeling kind of went unanswered, like unresponded to, or even none of the other crew really said, "Oh yeah, like why are you having doubts?" Like no one asked him, and I would think after last week's episode where Jankum sort of became the first officer.
He did?
Well, in the simulation, he was kind of considered the first officer.
Well, no, he was an engineer. Spock was the first officer.
Oh, okay.
If I recall.
Okay. Well, I mean, he was always standing beside Dal. He wasn't doing anything.
Hovering. And then when he got kicked out, Dal went on another engineer. So.
Okay, yeah. But you mean Jankum didn't do anything engineering?
No, he was just hovering.
During the first 80 explosions or whatever. Or failures of the Kobayashi Maru test, but so I was kind of surprised by that. As I was rewatching today, Zero brings up those doubts that Dal has, and no one says anything about it, and so I was kind of surprised by that. But I thought introducing them to a new species and doing all of that was interesting. I thought the species was interesting. Yeah. I thought the planet was interesting. I loved how they thought it was another murder planet. Which is kind of hilarious because it was really alien and it was really kind of crazy. But I loved how in the end the transporter kind of saved the day, so we kind of get that great. This was a case of great storytelling where we were introduced to it at the beginning, and it comes back in the end and saves both Dal and the crystal.
Yes.
So these are really smart kids, obviously. Who understand how to run a transporter, and Dal beamed on board and immediately took over and did all of that transporting. So this is a really smart crew, and so I'm I thought that was nice.
Gwen had her moment. Now she's a comms officer, and she was able to figure out how to communicate with the aliens.
Oh right, yeah.
I'm glad that we got a little bit of her time to shine.
Yeah. Well, she read the Klingon. On the cloaking device, which needed Chimeria, which was on the planet that they came from. But I didn't realize that they had a source of Chimerium on the ship, which is interesting.
I was like, I guess they took some while they were trying desperately to escape. I was like, sure.
Yeah, where did the Chimerium... But anyway...
I don't recall them hauling any...
I don't either.
Crystals to the ship, but okay.
Okay, so there was that kind of loophole, lack of story in there. I thought it was an enjoyable episode. Some great character moments for everyone.
One thing I did not like, though, I don't remember, her name, the Ferengi, but I didn't really like that we kind of went back to this very traditional Ferengi, just like kind of a greedy, like just devious kind of Ferengi character archetype, which I feel we tried very hard in DS9 to change and dismantle. That's one thing. I understand that they needed some sort of like caricature to drive the story forward, but I kind of wish they gave her more complexity, because basically it just turns out that she's devious, she wants the crystals, she's sold out into slavery. Like, I was just like, this is very like TNG season 2 like Ferengi, and I wish there was a little bit more to her character.
Yeah, so it's Damon Nandi. Nandi is her name.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It was also the same type of ship that was from the first season.
Traditional Ferengi Marauders style. Yeah.
The Dakara class Marauder. So yeah, good call. I did not pick up on that, but that's a really good call out to some of that. But I guess we don't know her backstory.
No.
We don't know how.
I just wish there was a little bit more because she's seen in this episode, she was very 2-dimensional.
And also, she doesn't have a crew.
It's just her and the bot and a droid.
Yeah, running that big ship. So the big ship that kind of takes on a Galaxy class ship, and the Protostar is smaller than Voyager. So there's a little bit of weird dynamics with that, but obviously she beamed off stuff and took stuff from them because their shields were down. But anyway, yeah, I agree. There's some of that archetype. I think it was nice though that it was a woman captain. I think that it feels like it was the mother, I put in air quotes, of Dal.
Right.
But yeah. The more and more I think about this and how I think about this is being a potential adoptive parent myself and Dennis, this is the type of situation that you often find adopted kids are in, where they are abused or there's a lot of PTSD. And I think that,
especially foster kids.
Yeah, and I guess that she, Dal might be closer to a foster kid for Damon Nandi than not, but we don't know their whole backstory. So yeah, I just think that there's some definite adoption, adopted kid issues going on here that they're sort of bringing up. So
but I think this goes back to one of the things that I think we talked about at the beginning of this series, very similar to what we've also gotten in Discovery, where it's this idea of chosen family, right? Which I think Gwyn kind of brings up in this episode as well, where they've both been estranged in different ways from the parents and the and
it takes time to accept that.
It takes time to get over that, and
she's still getting over that
for sure.
Is what she said to him.
Right.
The other thing she said to him, she called him out on, or when they went to where he stayed on the Marauder, which is underneath the engines. She found the portal that he saw the world through for the longest time, and obviously that harkens. She calls out, all the stories that he told her about, all the things he saw over time. So I think that was interesting, and he sort of embarrassingly shrugs it off, which I thought was both cute and again, people aren't. The rest of the crew aren't really picking up on these sort of cues, especially Rock Talk and Jankum, who let Damon Nandi know that they have a bunch of chimerium on their ship.
Right.
So clearly being secretive and, maybe Dal should have given a little more context before beaming over with them and said, let's not talk about anything that's on this ship. That would have been a good plan, I think, for them to do, but oh well. So yeah, I thought it was a good episode. At the end, we see that there's a kind of what is it?
There's a bounty.
There's a bounty, right?
Yes,
yeah,
English.
English. It's hard when you've been drinking. But I was thinking more of the police APB, all points bulletin, on the protostar. But you're more correct in that there's a bounty out there for the protostar.
This is the thing, though. Even though I want to see how this turns out, but they're still 4,000 light years from where they were before.
Yeah.
Even if there's a bounty on them, I don't really see how the Diviner's going to catch up with them. It's ridiculous, but I'm sure. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I agree. I think also that the fact that bounty has reached 4,000 light years away, I think.
Yeah, that's one thing that's very convenient about Star Trek, where it's like communication is near instantaneous.
Right. Yes.
Which obviously I have issues with because it defies the laws of physics. But even if, I don't know. I don't know how that bothered me too. How did the communication get out there so quickly? But whatever.
Yeah. No, that's definitely.
Even with subspace radio, 4,000 light years is a long way to travel.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think it's one of those things that you kind of have to forgive.
Yeah.
Because it moves the story forward.
Right, exactly.
And the details that we pay attention to are not the details that the targeted audience will pay attention to.
Correct. I mean, I don't mind. This episode was fine. I thought this episode was fine. It gave us a little bit of background on Dal. It gave us... What are you pointing at?
I thought of something else, but keep going.
It moved the story forward a little bit in terms of the relationship between the different characters of the crew, and then also setting up the next steps for the Diviner finding the protostar.
Speaking of the Diviner and Deadlock or Dreadnought.
Oh, yes.
Janeway figures out that the boarding party of the protostar, she zooms in and was Dreadnought.
I don't understand. I was like, why didn't they zoom in? Like, the first thing I would do is zoom in. Hey, computer, can you zoom in and enhance? Like, that would be the first thing I would ask. And it took us forever to get there.
And she hasn't. Like, only Janeway knows this. So Janeway and us.
But of course, the rest of the crew isn't there, so they are not there to recognize Dreadnought.
Right.
And Janeway has no idea who Dreadnought is.
Right.
So it's like, okay.
Yeah. Exactly. Yep.
You
But I thought that was another interesting piece. So next week's episode, according to Memory Alpha, is called Amok Time.
Oh my god. I'm telling you, they're really into these puns.
Sorry. No, not Amok Time. Time Amok.
Oh my god.
So
I can't.
Tomorrow,
every episode. I mean, I'm having fun with it, but obviously it's for the fans, not for the kids.
Right. Yeah. So that's and if you can hear the whining in the background, we have our third co-host here, Hamish, whining from the kitchen.
He wants attention and love.
He does want attention and love. He does not like being apart. So I'm gonna go take the gate down. But
now, why?
He'll be fine. He'll sit next to me. It'll be okay.
If he pees all over me, I'm gonna slap him in the face.
All right. So we should give some context. So when we went to dinner, when he came back, Hamish was excited to see me.
So excited.
That he's still a puppy. He's 6.5 months old. He excited pees when we come back home.
And I was frozen.
I was
frozen. I don't want to move. I don't want to touch the pee.
He will not do that. He will not do that again.
I don't want to step in the urine.
Yes. No.
I am not a fan. So, Mike's going to go and release the dog from his cage, I guess. But, okay. Well, I guess that does it for this episode. If that dog pees on me or licks me, I am not going to be pleased.
He will not. Come here.
Okay. You better not lick my shoes.
No, it's all good. He's gonna lay here next to me and be a good puppy. It'll all be fine. So what's next?
Are we done talking about the episode? Is that everything?
Yeah, I think we've covered everything.
Cool. Well, do we want to do a little bit of off topic? I feel there's a lot of stuff that we've been doing.
It's not a little bit of off topic. It's a lot of off topic.
We've been doing a lot outside of Star Trek.
Yeah, we have. I mean,
that is a big dog. He's gotten really large.
He is Yes, he is.
He's gonna start chewing on the microphone.
No, he won't chew on the microphone. It's all good.
I mean, he's cute as long as he doesn't lick me or pee on me, or touch me with his nose, which is kind of wet and disgusting. So
you are just not a dog person.
I mean, I'm not into bodily fluids. We're gonna have to see what happens when I actually get a boyfriend. I don't know.
I don't know what's gonna happen.
I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm like, yeah, can you deal with the body fluids some other way? But
Well,
we will see what happens.
Cross that bridge when we get there, right?
Yes, one step at a time.
Yes. So,
So yeah, Mike, what have you been watching and enjoying other than Star Trek?
well, I think we both have enjoyed and been sad at the end of what I will want to say is sadly one of the few science fiction shows out there, The Expanse, that are really like hard, good science fiction shows.
So good. But it's not just the space and the science. It's just like they've done such a great job with the characters and making them like real grounded people with, you know, really complicated characters and they've just done such a good job. I know I told you upon watching the finale, like I was like, I made the comparison, which is not apples to apples, but I was like, The Expanse is such a better show than Discovery, but I honestly believe that in every way, it is a better show than Discovery. The action scenes are insane. Like, and they don't even need all the fireworks. I said this before. They don't need all the special effects. They just somehow make it just so intense and so believable. Like, and you can really feel the stakes. That's the thing. You can really feel the stakes of these action scenes that I don't oftentimes feel with Discovery, where it's just so overblown and it's just like there's so much going on. And these characters, you know, when they have these emotional moments, it's earned. You know, they're really earned moments of growth, of heartache. Even I get affected, and that's rare. You know, like I really believe that these characters are feeling what they're feeling, and I, as a viewer, am sensing that. So it's just like there's so many things about it that just make it, in my mind, one of the best sci-fi series in the last decade. That, you know, it's hard for me to not compare this to Discovery, which you talk about so much, and I'm just like, I wish it's because I want Star Trek to be better. You know, I want Star Trek to be more real, versus where sometimes I just feel it's about the spectacle. It's so much about the spectacle, or we're told, like I've said this before, we're told how we're supposed to feel versus like we're actually feeling what these characters are feeling.
I mean, I think The Expanse falls into a genre called more hard sci-fi.
Mm-hmm. Correct. Yeah.
Versus Discovery and Star Trek don't fall into that kind of genre. You know, so I think that's part of the difference. I also think that the timeline and the story for The Expanse is more based in what our reality is today.
No, that's a good point. There's
and
more
projecting out what space travel and the universe would look like. Like we're not gonna scientifically we're not gonna develop warp speed probably, unless some alien technology comes to us. But so I think living in our solar system and having these adventures / conflicts, you know, with the Mars colony, with the Belters, I think that's all very realistic and probable. It's sort of taking what we're experiencing here on Earth with, you know, China, Russia, and the U.S. And throwing it out into space, essentially. And so that's more realistic to me. It's also hard sci-fi, so, you know, more of the laws of the universe, the true scientific laws like gravity and, you know, speed and travel and all of that is more realistic than it is in Star Trek with impulse engines and warp drive and proto-warp and all of those things. So I think that the two are very different in that sense. So,
but at the end of the day, it's about, you know, I think what Star Trek has been really effective is kind of, and I know this is a trope, but it's kind of questioning the human condition, right? It's questioning about what it means to be human, what it means to strive to be better. And I think that The Expanse has done a really good job of elaborating on that. And Star Trek has as well. I don't know if it's done as much recently because I feel that Star Trek has really veered into spectacle. You know, it has really veered into much more, trying to be more like Star Wars, in my opinion, where, at least traditional Star Wars, where it's been much more about the explosions and the action, versus really diving deeper into what it means to be human. And I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm not saying it hasn't. But I feel that The Expanse has just done such a great job of doing that. And where Star Trek got really good in TNG, and especially even in season 2 TNG, like if we were to look at Measure of Man, and also DS9, is where it really brought a lot of shades of gray to Gene Roddenberry's universe. And it's like, what does it mean to want to be good and want to be better, but knowing that you can't always have it all, can't always have that all the time. So I think that that's what I feel that's where Star Trek has really shown, in my opinion. And I know that I've been very critical about Discovery, and the reason why is because I want Star Trek to be better. I miss that kind of subtlety that we haven't, I feel, gotten in as much recent Star Trek.
Yeah, no, I take to your point about wanting Star Trek to be better. That totally makes sense, and that's a good point. You do want the characters and the story to be a little bit more well developed and structurally more interesting. Okay.
Why is he still whining? He's like in your lap.
He's a very vocal dog, so it's interesting. His yawns often turn into whines.
Oh.
Yeah. So, I think, but he's happy. He's with us, and so less whining in general. But yes, the yawning is a typical thing from him. But so I think it's hard for me to compare The Expanse and Discovery, because I think they're two different stories and they're two different things.
Is he farting?
No, he's just, I don't know why. Can you? We didn't ask for a third host this week. I don't know why you're being so.
What does that sound? Is he farting? Like, is
no,
it
that was
something else?
Grunting. That was grunting.
Grunting.
Yeah, his farts don't sound; they smell. So if you'll know when he farts.
Got it.
So I don't really compare the two, but I do like your comment about wanting Star Trek to be better, and your point about telling us how we should feel versus making us feel. I think that's an important point that you've made. But I think that The Expanse has just been really great about having really complex characters.
Mm-hmm. And if you think about it, even this season, like, we actually didn't get that much narrative momentum. Like, not that much happened. A lot of it was just about how the characters were bouncing off each other.
Yeah. No, I mean, honestly, Avasarala is one of the most interesting, complex, amazing women leaders of modern sci-fi. It's... there are parts of me that want to go back to Vegas and see, she was there, and I
like,
kind
sure,
of
come on,
talk to me. I really wanted her, now I really want to talk to her. So there's that, and so.
Is he licking himself? Is he biting off his stitches? Like, what's happening?
No. I mean, he's probably cleaning something, but I don't know.
Gross.
So I think she's amazing. Stephen Straight's character, Holden, thank you, is a really complex character.
Yeah.
And he's a man from Earth who can balance between the Earth, the Mars, and the Belters, and which is why he was chosen to be president of this new union. And I think that Spoilers, yeah. You won't figure that out really till the end, but if you haven't watched it yet. But yeah, I think he's a really complex character. I think Naomi is a really complex character.
Oh my god.
Especially when it comes to, her sort of being mad at Holden for not killing Marcos, thank you. Marcos, right?
Marco Narius.
Yeah. When he had the chance.
Right.
Like, honestly, like, I think that shows a development, because she really wanted to leave. Remember in season 5, she really wanted to leave and go see Philip. And then she was mad at Holden for not blowing up the ship, and he did it because he saw Philip next to Marcos on the screen as they were talking. And so I think that there's that piece. Bobby is another. I mean, they're Amos. They're all just. It's every character has their journey and has had their journey, and has been really amazing about it. So I think that even we saw. So Clarissa, right, came on. Clarice or Clarissa? Clarissa came on at the end of season 5, right? He brings Amos brings her on board to Holden's chagrin, and she becomes a really important part of this crew. So I think
she wanted to kill Holden like 3 seasons ago.
Right, she wanted to kill Holden 3 seasons ago, and she does have these implants, and there's an interesting dynamic between her and Amos. So it's just kind of an all around kind of interesting crew, and
that's the thing. Everyone's just so well fleshed out,
Yeah, I think the only kind of typical character is the reporter who, she's kind of like, I'm not too thrilled with her, but she's kind of basic. And so yeah, I think the characters are great. The situation is great. I mean, they did a fairly good job of wrapping up such a moderately complex plot line. I mean, they did do some injustice to the Laconia thing, other than
like the proto-molecule story.
Yeah, the proto-molecule story is still kind of out there. But there's that piece of it. There's what else did they kind of leave?
It was mostly that. It was
mostly that. The gates. What's going on with the gates? The multiple gates.
I mean, I feel what I think.
The gate creatures, whatever they are.
The entities.
Entities. Yeah. Thank you.
I think the main thing is, at the end of the day, it's really about the characters. That's the thing about The Expanse that I really liked, is that it's about these human beings. And oops, you almost spilled Chateau Picard all over the table, and that would have been a shame.
Almost over my computer.
Yeah, that would be
more of a shame.
But this is why I think why I compare The Expanse to Discovery sometimes, because in many ways The Expanse just does such a great job kind of focusing on the characters and studying these characters versus kind of, because sometimes the plot takes almost a back seat to the character development. And I just think that I don't know. It's the kind of storytelling that really, I think, is compelling to me. It might not be the fastest narrative storytelling, but it's what makes it interesting at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's a complex story with complex characters, and they focus more on the characters than the complex story, but the complex story sort of works around the characters.
Right. It never, overwhelms the characters, which I really respect. I think that from a storytelling perspective, it's probably easier to kind of have these big things happen and have the characters kind of be brought along for the ride versus kind of letting the characters kind of shine alongside the story.
Yeah.
So going back to Discovery, I feel that sometimes it gets very unbalanced. Sometimes there's so much going on in the story, there's so much narrative momentum that sometimes the characters make decisions that I personally I'm finding not always consistent, or why are they making these kind of decisions, or what's going on. I think we make these assumptions. Sometimes we you and I have arguments about why are they thinking like this? Why are they saying this? Why are they doing this? And it's we're trying to mine how these characters might be thinking and what is governing their decision making. And sometimes we're just guessing. Sometimes we're just we think it's because of this.
Yeah, we're filling in the gaps, but also I think that, and this is one thing that we've talked about multiple times with Bryce and with Reese and
what's their names?
With
what are their names again?
And with Detmer.
Yeah.
The bridge crew kind of get these expositionary details told about their background and about their history that impacts the story at a very it's like throwing a pebble. It's a pebble in the pond, in the lake, in the ocean. that really doesn't do too much and does even more disservice to the characters themselves, I feel. So there is that. I think Discovery could definitely take some notes from The Expanse on character development and creating situations that are complex. Having a complex plot that doesn't overwhelm the complexity and the development of the characters. I think that is the point that we're both making about comparing the two. But I also don't personally. I know you're comparing the two more so than I am. But
because they kind of fall into the same general genre. That's really why.
Space, sci-fi, space sci-fi.
Or basically, like, you're putting humans into this, like, really, like, crazy situation outside of our norm.
Yeah.
And that's really sometimes what sci-fi fantasy is about, like trying to mirror, like, real world problems into, like, these, like, fantastical situations.
Yeah.
And then how do the humans react to it? How do they respond to it? How do they become better people?
Yeah.
And I think that's what kind of that's why sci-fi fantasy is kind of like this bucket. It's because, like, it's supposed to mirror our world, but in a really different way.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think it needs to kind of, for it to be effective, it needs to kind of mirror, quote unquote, the human condition and question it,
Yeah. Yeah, and I think obviously this Expanse focuses much more on the human condition versus the... Oh
my God, their dog is a loud drinker. Like lapping that water like nothing.
I think all dogs are loud drinkers. Anyway, so there's the Expanse. So we've been watching
Sad
that.
It's over.
Sad it's over, yes.
Yeah.
In fact, we were talking, there really is no other sci-fi show, although you mentioned Foundation, which I've not watched.
Which is good. I don't know if it's like the big sci-fi show that can fill the Expanse's shoes, in my opinion, but it's still very epic.
I feel like Foundation falls into the Dune category, which is more sci-fi fantasy than sci-fi.
How about you watch it and then get back to me?
Okay, sure. Yeah, sure.
Watch it and get back to me. Let me know.
Yeah.
So write a book report.
Sure. I'll get right on that amongst all my other duties and projects. So there's, I think that there's kind of the lack of that. What else have I been watching? So we've talked about The Expanse. I have rewatched all of Phase 1 of the Marvel movies.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I went back and I started to watch Iron Man, and then that became Iron Man 2. And then I went on into the other Phase 1 movies, including finally Avengers a few days ago. And so watched all of those. Oh my God,
that's a lot of hours.
Yeah, I mean, again, during cooking when I'm not doing, when there's not a lot of other things. So I watched that. We don't need to rehash that. But I think the other sci-fi show that is interesting that came out on Christmas Day, which I didn't get to watch until probably 2 weeks ago, was The Silent Sea.
Yes, it was.
So
which I recommended, but I guess that was on your list already.
It was on my list already. I had somehow come across it on Instagram and had already added it to my queue, and it came out Christmas Day, so I saw it on Instagram, but I hadn't watched it yet. And then when things ran dry, or during my false COVID times, is when I false COVID positive time of 5.5 days. I did end up watching that.
Yeah. Which is good. It was good.
It was good.
It wasn't amazing, but I liked it.
Yeah. It wasn't, I wouldn't say it was perfect, and it's definitely I wouldn't say that I think that the characters, there are a couple of, obviously there are some very basic archetypes in this show, and then the two main characters, the captain and this Dr. Sung, which was really hard for me as a Doctor Who fan to hear her be called Dr. Sung.
Oh, Dr. Sung, yeah.
Yeah. But she also has a very limited range of emotion from depressed to terribly sad. And so I wasn't that impressed with her. And the actor who played the captain was familiar to me. He's been in something else.
He was in that other Korean series.
Oh, Squid Game? Was he?
Yes.
Was he in Squid Game?
He was the recruiter.
Oh,
the guy who threw the envelope.
Through the envelope. Right. So, but yeah, I thought the story overall, a mysterious station searching for water. I mean, obviously, again, so, as I was watching this, I realized that, Japanese, Korean, probably even some Chinese sci-fi really focus on drought as a major issue facing humanity. And they've done this for, I would say, 50 years. And why I say 50 years is because Space Battleship Yamato, which is one of my favorite animes of all time, before it was really called anime, focused on a planet that was dying from lack of water. So I'm just finding that a lot of sci-fi shows from Asia that talk about near or more realistic sci-fi talk about drought and water and reseeding the earth or helping the earth. And so I thought that was interesting. That was an interesting realization to me. Was this was also focused on drought and rationing of water and things like that. So it's a great story. I thought it was a very compelling story. There are some boring archetypes for the secondary characters. And there are some things that aren't completely explained that you kind of have to fill in a little bit.
Right. Still enjoyed it.
Yeah, still enjoyed it. Eight episodes.
That was well done.
8 episodes, yeah. Kudos to South Korea for having 2 of the top Netflix shows.
Not North Korea. South Korea.
No, I said South Korea.
I know. I'm just saying not North Korea.
I was going to say Korea, and then I had to clarify.
Like South Korea.
So, but Korean shows. So kudos to them. They're definitely on the more... what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
Depressing side of life? Like the...
Sure. I mean, there's plenty of depressing American sci-fi. I want to watch Station 11. Have you heard about the show?
I've read the book. So it
looks depressing.
Yes. It does not look...
it looks potentially triggering in our COVID times.
In our COVID times, I think, I've read this book before COVID times. I don't have strong remembrances of the book other than the
show got really good reviews.
I mean, so the book doesn't do these flashbacks to current time or whatever the pre-time was. So it's all about life in the after
post-apocalyptic.
Post-up, yeah. So that's sort of that threw me. That takes a lot of licensing, but I may check it out. I'm not sure. Having read the book, I don't think. And also, American drama like this does not really interest me. It's too real. And, honestly, TV for me is an escape from reality. So, given that we live in New York City, we get a lot of reality. So, I don't know if I'll check it out. HBO shows
keeps on recommending it to me. So,
of course they do. They want you to watch it. We'll see. I may check it out. But
another show that's also HBO that I have been tempted to go back to, but I'm like, to speak to what you're saying, I don't know if I need. I'm okay with sad and depressing, but Euphoria. Did you watch?
I've not watched Euphoria. I can't remember if that's the one I was recommended by a friend to watch.
It's good, but it's dark shit. Like, it is depressing. There's like a lot of like suicide, like drugs, depression.
Is there any porn involved or soft porn?
There's a lot of nudity.
Okay. This may be the show that I'm looking quickly to see if this is the show that.
I mean, I watched the first season. I liked it. It was like kind of sad and depressing, and it premiered on HBO.
Oh yeah, Euphoria.
2 weeks ago, and I have not dived back in because I'm like, not that I need a lot of escapist content right now, but I'm kind of just like, I don't know. A lot of these characters are just so depressed. They're so angry with themselves. They like are suicidal. They're like unhappy. Like, I don't know if I need all of that right this second. Like, it's just a lot.
I think you have to choose what's mentally good for you. and why you watch TV or a show is for escapism from reality. And if reality is a little too real for you right now, which it can be if you read the news, then I don't know, that I need more Wheel of Time type fantasy, which
Yeah, I'm watching Snowpiercer that just came out on HBO Max, I think. The first season was on TNT, I think. Yeah, but now both season 1, season 2 are on HBO Max, so I'm kind of going through that.
Okay.
It's not bad. I mean, it's sci-fi. Jennifer Connelly's great.
Okay. All right. I mean, I've seen the movie. I don't know that it gets any more exciting than that. Or
the first episode resonates with the movie, and then it goes off in a completely different direction.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Does it all take place on a train?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, correct.
Okay, so there's that to possibly check out. So you're giving me more to check out, but so far nothing super...
I mean, you gotta watch Foundation. That's what I'm saying. You gotta watch Foundation and The Morning Show Season 2.
Yes, but we've talked about me adding more services.
Just add a month. Just do it for a month. I'm not asking for The Blood of Your Firstborn. It's like $4.99.
Yeah. No, it's
Do you want me to give you $5?
No, it's not even about that. It's just, it's just signing up for something and then not watching it.
You're gonna watch it. You're gonna have plenty to watch between Foundation and The Morning Show and where are we going? Oh, okay, it's a dog. And what else is coming? Don't watch Invasion. That shit's dumb. It was so bad. But Invasion did get renewed for season 2, so I don't know. Whatever. I'm not in a rush to watch the rest of it. What is okay? It's not play with your dog time. It is time for us to record our podcast.
I am trying to distract the dog, so he will...
Just let him do his shit. Let him do his shit.
I had to go get his ball, which had gone out of the way, and I was trying to rush back here, and then he saw me running and wanted to chase after me. That's all. I'm not technically playing with him. I was trying to get his ball, which rolled out of his reach, and... Yes, this is life with a pet sometimes. He is extremely annoying, and when it's just me, because Dennis is away, this is what happens. So, so there's a lot.
Do you think he's wondering, where is this other person?
So he goes crazy when we're on FaceTime, and he can hear Dennis, but he looks around and kind of, goes crazy, where is that voice coming from? Where is he? Where is he? And wants to look for him. So
that's cute.
But the last 2 nights we have not done that because it gets him really wound up, and it's hard to calm down. So anyway, that's life with a pet. And it's, it's 10 o'clock, and we're just shy of our nighttime walk here before going to bed. So
he has to have another walk?
Yes. We have yes.
Wow.
Yes. It'll make it so he can, actually I can not have to get up at 7 in the morning and take him out. So
well, there we go.
Anyway, and then the other thing I think I'm watching that we've talked about is Just Like That.
Yeah, which I'm personally very much enjoying.
I am too.
There's a lot of haters out there, but I personally really like it.
Yes, we did talk about a review that I read about the Diwali episode that really irritated me because it was written by a millennial / Gen Zer who was Indian descent, and just felt like it gave the short shrift to the whole Diwali thing and didn't understand why a woman who is in her 50s is still affected by her Indian parents. So it's just, I thought it was a little, I mean, I'm a white guy, so I can't really say too much about that. But
well, I think her main treatise was that there could have been more, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But it was only one. It was only Carrie and her realtor who were kind of doing this part of the story, and so
right. I mean, they were just like, it could have been so less tropey and more like, let's do something that this dog is very distracting.
Yes.
That defies the expectations of the standard Indian tropes, which is like, get married, like, why, while you're old, like, which we've definitely seen in a lot of Indian dramas.
Yeah, sure. I'm just wondering, like, and this reviewer, I don't remember her name, and I'm not going to call her out on it, but,
I don't remember.
does she have really progressive, accepting parents who are not like this?
I don't know her life.
No, I know. Neither do I. But it just felt like she was being extremely judgmental of another generation.
Mm-hmm.
And I read the review before I'd even watched the episode, and I just thought it was just very kind of tone. I honestly thought it was kind of tone deaf and kind of like.
How heavy is this dog?
Almost 40 pounds.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you can get a good workout pulling. Your
Whatever.
You're flexing there.
40 pounds is nothing.
Oh, excuse us.
I'm saying, like, he's very active.
He's very active and very strong. So, I don't know. I got triggered by it. I just thought it was kind of super judgmental from a 20-something saying what a 50-something's life should be like.
Well, we don't know her experience. It's like I was saying to you, like, if like a show just did a very superficial job of representing like gay people, I think we would probably eye roll. I don't know if we write like a full article about it, but
yeah,
we probably kind of have commentary about it.
But after watching the episode, I will say that the Diwali part of this episode only comprised like 5 minutes of the show.
Right.
But
I think that was her other problem, that it was like they try to sell the Diwali as a central piece of the episode. And
I see, and as I was saying it to you at dinner, I think that the whole idea of Diwali was this balance between light and dark that all of the characters are kind of going through. They're all trying to be, they're all facing situations where they can be the light or they're facing darkness. And I think that was the more meaningful part of why they chose this title for the episode. So that's
an interesting interpretation.
So that's my interpretation, but I'm not a TV critic. I am just a guy with a mic on
with opinions
and notes. So anyway, yeah, I've enjoyed it. I think it's dealt with grief really well.
Yes.
Grief has been covered really well here. I also am really into the Miranda storyline of self-discovery,
right?
And also in I think the last 2 episodes they've really delved into Rose's story.
Yes,
of
it's very woke.
And yeah, I mean woke or current. I would say that knowing at least one, possibly 2. I'm trying to think who the second one is. Parents who are dealing with this sort of situation. It's certainly prescient and it's current, and I think it's real. So I'm really enjoying that because as a potential adoptive father,
right.
I think it's good to be kind of aware of these things, and I think seeing the family kind of go through this, and I would probably feel the same way if I was told through other parents and not through my own child that they decided to change their pronouns and their name. I think that would have been bothersome to me a little bit too. But
yeah, Miranda's storyline is interesting. It's definitely like discover. I've known people who have gone through that where it's like they're in their 50s and they're like, wait a minute,
they're unhappy with where they are.
Yeah,
in
I'm
life,
unhappy, and am I even straight? That's definitely a real thing. I do think her storyline is definitely compelling, and I don't know how I feel about Che. I feel Che's a little annoying, but like whatever. She's more of a narrative device in my mind for Miranda to discover herself, but whatever.
Yeah, I think she's a bit extreme, but yeah, I think I like the character. I like that they've really shaken it up a lot and added these new characters in. Obviously Willie Garson has passed on, and so his partner has kind of taken over the 4th spot of the threesome of the 3 women, And I was also, I felt for Carrie when she reached out to Samantha and she said, "I miss you," and there wasn't that. There was kind of that empty space of
no response.
Yeah, there was no response. So I felt for Carrie in that situation, but I was happy that she kind of reached out to Samantha and had that connection again.
Yeah.
But it obviously didn't lead anywhere other than to more kind of upset, and they really jumped around with time. Like like it's almost been a year.
Oh, it's been confusing. Yeah, the time is a little confusing. I don't really know.
Time's been a little confusing in this, but
it's like, or is it like Discovery? Is there time travel?
I mean, there definitely is, but I also think they had to do that because grief does take a lot of time, and we don't need to see Carrie going through day after day of the same grief.
Well, that happened in the first Sex and the City movie, where, if you recall, Big left her at the altar. And she spent half the movie just depressed. Yeah. I think, well, good for them for learning from that, because I don't think that was very exciting. But so I'm enjoying just like that. I think it's fun to watch a bunch of a group of ladies in their 50s go through exploring life, and so I think that's a good thing. So that's pretty much what I've been watching. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I did tell you that I did sign up during my COVID times of I did sign up for BritBox and watched a bunch of classic Doctor Who because I was feeling nostalgic and I just needed some comfort watching. So I did watch a bunch of classic Doctor Who of 4th and 5th Doctor stuff. So before my trial ran out, and I did not renew because I did not want another subscription charge to manage. So, which is why, speaking of Doctor Who, the modern Doctor Who, Dennis and I did watch series 13 and then the New Year's special, but we watched it by other means rather than signing up because it was actually pretty challenging to watch it here in the US if you did not have BBC America or live TV BBC America. So that's what I've been watching. I've read a few books, including I've just finished Alex White's Revenant.
So I learned about Alex White from that book, Revenant. But then I listened to his first book that he's really well known for, which is it's one of a trilogy. It's called A Big Ship at the Edge of the Universe. It did take me a couple of chapters to kind of get into it and actually I think it was like 5 or 6 chapters before I got into it in the audiobook, but it's a longer book, but it was really good. So it's a trilogy. I listened to the first one. I'm not immediately going to listen to the second one, but it was enjoyable and definitely a different take. It was a fantasy sci-fi.
Oh, interesting.
So where humans in the future have magical talents. And there are also humans that don't have them, few and far between. And then there's this space and this big mystery of a ship and a lot of history. It was actually really good, really complex, interesting characters, and I enjoyed that and finished that. So, and then I jumped on to reading the latest High Republic book, The Fallen Star, which I just started. So there is everything.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. Well, it's been a long time since we've talked about this, So I think you and I have talked offline about this more than we talked about it on the podcast. So anything else?
I need to wash my clothes.
Probably.
Touch your dog so much.
Yes. Anything else that you have been watching or viewing that you wanted to share and talk about?
I feel like we spoke about most of it. Did we even talk about The Witcher? Like, I feel like...
Oh my gosh,
so
The
long.
Witcher. Yeah, we really have not talked about The Witcher. I enjoyed season 2. Did you enjoy season 2?
I enjoyed season 2. I thought that Yennefer got the short end of the stick a little bit in season 2. Like, she was kind of just like... I don't know. I felt that she got sidelined a little bit with her loss of her magic, and then... I don't know. It was good. I mean, like, I liked it. Because Yennefer was just such a force in season 1. I kind of missed that. And I think that obviously season 2 was a time of discovery for her to understand like her relationship with herself and with magic. But I kind of feel that it took a while to kind of get there. Like, it took the whole season.
Well, yeah, and we also have the whole... I feel like we learned a lot about Witchers.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that was good.
Their kind of history. So I thought that was really good. We learned... At first, I thought that... I can't remember her name. The young girl. Siri. Mm-hmm. I felt like at first, at the early part of the season... her looking older kind of bothered me. Clearly, I mean, obviously she's gonna look older, but since season 1 and season 2 started, like concurrently, like we get to the main timeline at the end of season 1, and then we jump into season 2. Season 2 is all about first and foremost is a straight through season. Like, there's no time jumping.
There's no.
So
there's
we
no,
don't
like,
have
tiny
to
whiny nonsense.
Yeah, we don't. So we don't need to figure out what's going on when. It's all happening in a straight timeline, which is helpful. So there's that. I really enjoyed it. I mean, I'm sure we're another year away from season 3.
At least, yeah.
At least. But I'm really enjoying. I really enjoy. I mean, looking at Henry Cavill, but also. I just enjoy his character, and I enjoy the way that the journey has kind of evolved for The Witcher, and also all the impact of all this storyline on the Witchers, the group that he belongs to, like and their castle, right? So, or their, I don't remember what it's called. I know their stronghold, their stronghold in the mountains.
Their chateau.
Which has already been destroyed and beaten up, and there's more holes in it than there are in city streets in New York City. So, that. Did you have any other thoughts on The Witcher?
I'm sure we can do a whole episode on The Witcher. I mean, like, I did enjoy this season. Like I said, I wish Yennefer had more presence. She was just.
I felt like this season was more about...
It's more about Ciri and Geralt.
Yeah, Geralt,
than I think Yennefer.
Yeah.
Yennefer was just so memorable in season 1, and you're kind of rooting for her the whole time.
Yeah.
Where I kind of felt that this season we didn't have as much of that in her character, which I kind of missed. And I feel that, again, this is a thing with The Witcher, and maybe this is a thing with some of the other shows we enjoy, like The Expanse. They kind of just like throw these pronouns at you, and I'm like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. Like, these names and places and people. And at a certain point, I have no idea.
Yeah, the way that the world is, because we get into the elves this season.
There's a lot of like B, C, D, E plots. Like, the machinations of the elves, and then that other witch that's with what's that kingdom? N something?
Sorry. Oh, I don't even know the kingdom's names. That's how.
Like Nilheim? Nefheim?
Oh yeah, Nilheim or something.
And then the witch in the forest, and that.
Oh yeah, that whole piece.
Mythology was a little bit. I was like, where is this coming from?
Yep.
And then there was a lot going on, and then the plotting with like the other mages, and then some of the royalty. It was like there was just a lot happening, and then I'm not quite sure it all kind of came together at the end, other than like everyone's out to find Ciri now. Everyone knows that Ciri has elder blood, and she is gonna tip the scales of like the world or whatever. So I think that was kind of the gist. But
and then the ending, right? Then we have the ending.
Then we find like the Emperor of Nilheim is Ciri's father, or whatever. It was just like there was a lot going on, and some of the things I just did not really care about. Like some of the elf stuff, I was like, all right, it's fine. And then like, if you remember, like the elf queen like kind of formed a friendship with like the witch in Nilheim, and then I was like, is there something going on here?
Right.
I was just like, I don't know. There was just a lot.
Well, that was really, yeah. I thought that the whole storyline was interesting because there was lack of trust, and they built trust, and then they blew the trust.
Right.
And I'm still. Are you clear on who killed the elf child?
Yeah, the Emperor did.
Oh, the Emperor himself did, or
yeah, the Emperor did, because the Emperor wanted the elves to turn against
the North. Oh, okay.
Which they did.
Huh.
Because the witch and the other guy, there's so many characters. The witch and the other guy, the general, were like, "Oh, we did it." Like, remember, like,
right, yeah.
Like, oh, we did this because we were plotting, and this is the plan all along.
Yeah.
And the Emperor was like, "Whatever, bitches, I did it."
Right. Yeah.
It was just like a lot. There was a lot of like scheming, a lot of machinations. I was like, is this The Witcher or is this Gossip Girl? Like, there's just a lot like backstabbing and planning and scheming, and to a point where I was like, I don't know who these people are anymore. I don't care. So.
Yeah, I thought that it wasn't clear as to who the series' father was until the very end, and
right.
We did
see it was just like, I think there was like they tried to shove a lot in, and then then you have like the Wild Hunt, which honestly is not that well explained. That it's like this like apocalyptic like horseman kind of deal.
Oh,
but you
right,
don't really know, like
you don't know that.
You don't really talk about it. They're hinted at a lot. We see them.
Yep.
But it's like there's some of the mythologies is not expanded on, and then we're just left guessing. Like that's the other thing that I'm kind of just like we kind of need to kind of make assumptions or like whatever.
Right. Yeah. No.
Sometimes it does that. They just like throw everything at you and like hope it lands.
Well, and they're following the book series to some extent.
A little bit of book, a little bit of the video game. It's like
yeah. So it's kind of an amalgamation of different sources and things. So,
oh my god. Okay, well, for our loyal listeners, there's been a slight catastrophe. The plant was knocked over in Mike's apartment because the dog got too rambunctious and Mike got too excited throwing the ball. So here we are.
Oh, as well.
So, whatever. I can't deal with that shit. In any case, I'm not helping you with that.
No, it's fine.
It's fine.
Yes. It is fine, yes. So, okay, anything else off topic that you want to talk about?
No, I think that is mostly it.
Okay. All right.
What else are we looking forward to other than more Star Trek?
I don't have anything to look forward to.
Nothing?
I mean, it's very bleak.
It's
bleak television-wise. All I have is Star Trek to watch now, right? There's no more Expanse.
Yeah.
The Book of Boba Fett, which we did not talk about.
Oh my god, I have so many notes.
Yeah, let's save Boba Fett for next week. We'll talk about
much feedback.
Yeah, that's a whole another. So the Book of Boba Fett, I think, is the only other genre thing that's live and happening right now. Other than that, it's just that and yeah. Oh, I did go and see. Dennis and I went and saw the Amazing Spider-Man No Way Home. Excellent. I have to say, it is one of my favorite Marvel movies.
I know everyone's saying that. I haven't.
I can't. I'm not even going to give you any spoilers. It's just and on top of that, other than I do have a huge crush on Simu Lee, who plays Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
I have a crush on him, but I also have a huge crush on Tom Holland now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know. He just is cute and sexy, and why not?
Why not?
But yeah, you get to see him as boxers. I mean, he's cute. He's good to look at, and yeah, you feel for him throughout this entire movie.
Aww.
So, a lot of great feelings from this movie. By far one of my favorite Marvel movies in recent memory. Shang-Chi. By the way, the only movies I have gone to see since the pandemic has been Shang-Chi and Spider-Man.
Yeah, I saw Shang-Chi in theaters and then also Eternals, which was okay.
So we did watch Eternals on Disney Plus.
Mm-hmm.
That was good.
I could have waited for Disney Plus. I don't.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
need to see it.
No, I'm glad I waited for Disney Plus. I did also watch the final James Bond 25, No Time to Die.
In theaters?
No, I watched it here. I bought it on.
Oh, you bought it?
I bought it and watched it.
Look at you.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a completionist, and I had a few of the movies in iTunes, and I just decided to buy the ones, and so that's the other thing I did watch the last couple of I didn't watch Casino Royale. I think I watched Quantum of Solace and Onward, and then finally just this week while Dennis has been away, I think Saturday night or Sunday night, I watched No Time to Die, and it was excellent as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good.
Eventually.
Quite a bit of TV, but now I feel like we're in the dry spell. Now I don't know. Now I feel like we're approaching another dry spell, COVID dry spell of shows to watch because nothing is really grabbing my attention. Nothing's on the horizon that I can think of that I'm super excited about. Other than Strange New Worlds, super excited about that.
But that's not till May.
I know. That's
we're in mid-January right now.
I know. So I'm worried. What am I gonna do? So
you want to start an aquarium?
No, I do not want to start an aquarium.
Do you like Bridgerton? It's coming up in March.
Oh yeah. I watched the first.
It's not
series.
sci-fi, but
it's not. I did watch the first. We did watch the first season of Bridgerton, and I think the captivating point of season 1 is the regent or the what is this?
The Duke.
The Duke.
The main dude.
Yeah, Renee.
I don't know his name.
Renee. Yeah, she's just.
Well, you can watch Snowpiercer. Did you watch the Matrix movie?
No. Oh yeah, I saw.
Oh.
The Matrix Revolutions.
Resurrection. Peacemaker.
No interest.
No interest.
Didn't really love the character in the Suicide Squad, so not gonna watch a series devoted to him.
Okay. All right. Well, you
Dennis might watch it, but I won't. I think it's.
I mean, you can watch Snowpiercer. It's not bad.
Okay.
It's actually interesting.
Maybe. All right.
Has some interesting ideas.
Okay. All right.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else really.
I think we've pretty much exhausted. We'll talk about the Book of Boba Fett next week after we watch episode 4, which you've heard.
If he pees on me, I will.
He will not pee.
The fuck out.
He's not gonna pee on you. But it is getting time to wrap this up. So I think that's enough for off topic. And I'm going to jump right into Fansets really quick.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about our sponsor.
Yeah. So Fansets sponsors the Trek Geeks Podcast Network and Deep Space Pride. And so right before the telethon this weekend, it was Lou's birthday. So happy birthday to Lou.
Oh, the Gilded Age. Are you excited for that one?
Gilded Age.
It's from Julian Fowles.
Oh,
the guy who did
yeah.
Downton Abbey.
I just saw our ad for that.
I love Carrie Coon. Do you know who Carrie Coon is?
No, I do not.
She was on The Leftovers.
No idea.
Oh my god, have you never seen The Leftovers?
I don't think so, no.
Heartbreaking, fantastic series.
Oh, heartbreaking, fantastic.
But
two
it's
words
so
that are usually
good.
not in the same sentence.
Well, no, I mean, like, The Expanse is heartbreaking sometimes, but, like, The Leftovers is excellent. Carrie Coon is amazing, and I'm so excited for the Gilded Age because Carrie Coon's in it. We have Carrie Coon. Who else do we have? We have, like, a lot of HBO people.
Okay, but this is more of a historical fiction a la... What did she write before this?
Julian Fowles?
Yeah.
He did Downton Abbey.
Downton Abbey, that's right.
Well, this is supposed to be, like, New York in the late 19th century.
Okay,
1880s, 1890s.
Right.
Like the golden age of New York.
Yes.
So...
I may check
very
it out.
far off from the genre of this
Yeah, we do watch other things other than sci-fi fantasy.
Yes. Oh my god, you should give The Leftovers. Though you might end up depressed.
Yeah, no.
But
yeah.
it's
See,
so good.
You
So good.
Sold it wrong. Fail.
So good.
Anyway, let's go back to talking about.
Yes, Fansets.
This happens every time that we talk about Fansets. We have one more thing to talk about before
One more thing.
in the middle of in our sponsor ad here.
You know why? Because I'm going through like my HBO app to see
Oh,
what else there
okay.
is.
Well, maybe put down your phone and pay attention. Be present. In the
Okay,
moment.
but you're the one that talks about Fansets. I don't talk about Fansets. You talk about Fansets, and then at the end, I'm like, "That's Fansets," and that's it. So continue.
It's past someone's bedtime. He needs his evening nap. He didn't have his evening nap. Anyway, so Fansets supports the Trek Geeks Podcast Network and Deep Space Pride, and we are so happy for their partnership with us. And for the new releases for January 15th, we have 3 new microfigure releases. We have Wayun, Lita, and Galt. So definitely go check out those. Also, if you want to check out the new kind of full, I don't know what the full size.
The ships.
The ships. What is the Trek Pro Files line of collectibles? So it's going to be ships, deltas, and oversized characters. They are starting out with the Enterprise refit as their first one, and that's going to come out in April. I believe it's going to launch at Mission Chicago. So super excited about that. You can't order that yet, obviously, but it is on their it is on their Instagram. I didn't necessarily find it on their website, but you should go over to Fansets on Instagram and follow them there, and you'll keep up to date on all the latest pin collectibles that they sponsor and that they create. And if you spend more than $30 of pins, which is really easy, to be honest, they have so many great pins, over 400 Star Trek pins, and tons of other genres, including Scooby-Doo, Harry Potter, and Doom Patrol, Green Lantern. Wow, this list just goes on and on. Justice League. There's so many things that they do. Oh, and you can break it down by series in Star Trek. So check that out. Their Women of Trek series is also pretty amazing. But if you go and spend $30, you're going to get free shipping. And if you use the code DSPRIDE, all one word, all caps, you're going to save an amazing 10% off your order. And we want to thank Fansets for being our exclusive sponsor of Deep Space Pride and the Trek Geeks Podcast Network.
Emily in Paris. That's the other one you need to watch.
No.
Yeah, here's good. But thanks, Fansets.
And before I kill Johnson, please tell us. Bring this home. Bring this home and tell our listeners how they can get in touch with us.
Yeah, so y'all can reach us on the socials, on Twitter and Instagram. Like, which platforms are we on? Twitter and Instagram at Deep Space Pride, and you can email us at deepspacepride@gmail.com. Please send us your recommendations as to what shows and movies we can watch while we are also watching Star Trek, because apparently we're entering a dry spell and Mike needs more content to watch. So
I need something different, and Emily in Paris does not fulfill that at all. Let's just be clear.
Have you tried it?
No, I have no interest in it whatsoever.
Really? There are hot guys in it.
All right, maybe.
Ah!
But no, not really. I'm not, because, yeah.
It's just fluffy.
That's okay. Well, fluffy,
It's escapist.
Is it?
Yeah.
All
No,
right.
it is.
All right, maybe. But I'm not.
I've seen like half an episode. I was like,
Oh, well, this resounding.
Well, it was too fluffy
review for me. Is too fluffy for you.
Yeah.
Oh, so you stopped halfway through the
Well,
episode.
the problem is she worked in advertising, and that was triggering. the first
escapism until
the first conversation is about I think social media. I'm like, oh, triggered.
Oh, see. And since I talk to you all day on Slack, I think it'll probably be triggering for me, because I'm just going to be like, God, this is like Johnson's life if we were a 20-something girl in social media.
Yeah, it's a little different. She works for an ad company, and then she ends up in Paris somehow.
Okay.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, none of that interests me at all, despite the hot guys being in it. Anyway, you going to bring this home, or am I? Am I going to land this plane or you?
What are you talking about? I already shared our social media channels.
Okay, well, thanks everyone for listening to this live in-person broadcast of Deep Space Pride.
I was like, what else do you want from me?
I want you to land the plane, as we say.
What else?
I don't know. Anyway, we look forward to talking to you next week about Time Amok and we'll talk about the Book of Boba Fett as well on next week's episode of Deep Space Pride. Thanks everyone for listening, and we'll catch you next week.
Bye, everyone.
Deep Space Pride is a production of Coconut Media Works. Executive producers Bill Smith and Dan Davidson. For more great Star Trek discussion, discover the other shows of the Trek Geeks Podcast Network at trekgeeks.com or find us in Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcast app.
Coconut.